Brace yourself, this isn't your average spooky skeletons and haunted pumpkins horror list. Nope. These 1980s nightmares are the deep-cut, soul-hollowing, what-did-I-just-watch brand of horror that only the Reagan era could produce. If you like your horror laced with psychological trauma, skin-crawling visuals, and plots that make your brain file a restraining order against your dreams, you're in the right place. Don't forget to like, comment your own crazy favorites, and subscribe for more disturbing nostalgia trips. And make sure you watch to the end, we saved the most brain-scrambling one for last. You know that cozy coastal town fantasy? Charming docks, slow sunsets, coffee at the local diner? Dead and Buried, crushes that daydream with a syringe full of embalming fluid. Directed by Gary Sherman and co-written by aliens Dan O'Bannon and Ronald Shusett, this forgotten freak show features a sleepy New England town where visitors have a nasty habit of being murdered, only to mysteriously reappear later, looking suspiciously well-preserved. The gore is jarringly inventive. A scene involving a hypodermic needle to the eye deserves its own therapy bill, and Jack Albertson, yep, Grandpa Joe from Willy Wonka, gives a performance so chilling it retroactively makes chocolate seem sinister. It's like the Twilight Zone took an Ambien, watched Reanimator, and decided to ruin your night.
This is the road to Potter's Bluff. Maybe you've been there. The kind of town everyone likes to visit. This is the road to Potter's Bluff. There is no road out. From the creators of Alien, terror brought down to Earth, dead and buried.
Welcome to Potter's Bluff.
When you die, you expect to remain dead and buried. When you die in Potter's Bluff, expect the unexpected. Dead and buried.
Let's say you're trying to reboot a 1942 horror classic about people who turn into panthers when aroused. Logical next step? Add incest, full frontal nudity, and a grotesque birthing scene involving a bathtub and a literal cat transformation. Paul Schrader's Cat People doesn't just update the original. It steamrolls over it with a neon-lit fever dream of body horror and psychosexual weirdness. Nastasia Kinski plays a woman grappling with the fact that her sexual awakening might involve becoming a lethal jungle cat. Malcolm McDowell, looking like an unhinged Bond villain on mushrooms, leans way too hard into the whole brother-sister chemistry thing. Oh, and the David Bowie theme song is a seductive earworm that makes you feel complicit. It's uncomfortable, stylish, and smells faintly of blood and Chanel No. 5.
Body burns. Make love with me.
I'm not like you. I'm not like you.
Joe Dante's The Howling begins with a traumatized news anchor trying to process her near-death experience with a serial killer. Normal enough, until she checks into a wellness retreat that turns out to be a front for werewolf group therapy. This is not your polished lycanthropy. These werewolves are grotesque, saliva-dripping meat puppets with transformation sequences so detailed you can practically hear every tendon scream. Courtesy of Rob Botton's wild FX work, it's body horror on a moist, furry level. Dee Wallace grounds the chaos with a freaked-out sincerity that sells the insanity, while the script dishes out sly digs at media, psychiatry, and self-help culture. And by the time the ending hits, spoiler, werewolf broadcast, you're not even sure if you want to watch the 10 sequels. But maybe you will. Because trauma is a powerful thing.
What do you see?
The Howling. It begins. In this primal, sensuous, secret place, lies an experience too terrifying for words. And now, all anyone can do is watch and wait. The Howling.
So you just bought a charming suburban home in Orange County. The grass is green. The mortgage rate is tolerable. The ghosts are chatty. Tobe Hooper's Poltergeist, with Steven Spielberg's fingerprints all over it, redefined the haunted house genre by dragging it into the fluorescent, cable TV glow of American suburbia. The premise: a family discovers their house was built on a desecrated burial ground. Yes, the literal, you move the headstones but not the bodies kind, and their youngest child gets sucked into a ghost dimension via the TV. It's got a clown doll that would make Pennywise cry, a face-melting bathroom scene, and a psychic medium who somehow makes whispering, "This house is clean," feel like a war crime. Bonus trivia: real skeletons were reportedly used in one scene because they were cheaper than plastic ones. That's not an urban legend, it's on the DVD commentary. And it's exactly the kind of penny pinching that might curse a set, or your sleep.
They're here.
Do you see them?
Do you? Mommy?
The determination as to whether your home is haunted is not very easy.
I just want you to find her, little girl.
Your daughter is alive and in this house. Now let's go get your daughter.
What If Kramer vs. Kramer was directed by a paranoid surrealist on a diet of amphetamines and squid ink? Possession is a film that defies explanation. On the surface, it's about a couple's brutal marital breakdown in Cold War-era Berlin. But then Isabelle Adjani starts convulsing in a subway tunnel and having a full-on miscarriage of something, and Sam Neill starts seeing doppelgangers and bleeding from the ears, and a tentacled sex creature shows up and demands your soul. This isn't horror in the traditional sense. It's psychodrama that mutated into body horror, then had an existential crisis. Adjani's performance is so unnervingly committed, she won Best Actress at Cannes and gave nightmares to half the jury. The film is a screaming, oozing metaphor for emotional annihilation, and it leaves you wrecked in a way no slasher ever could. If David Lynch and David Cronenberg made a breakup film together, this would be their twisted baby.
Maybe all couples go through this.
You have someone.
Yes,
Do you sleep with him?
yes.
How long is it gonna last?
I don't know.
When I'm away from you, I think of you as an animal or a woman possessed, and then I see you again, and all this disappears.
Who is he?
Believe in God.
Still awake? Thought so. Those were 5 of the most mind-warping, stomach-turning, emotionally scorched horror films the 80s ever unleashed, and we didn't even get to Maniac, The Beyond, or Tenebrae. So if there's a deeply scarring gem you think we criminally left off, drop it in the comments and defend your horror taste. And if you're craving more blood-splattered brilliance, head to our curated movies playlists where every frame is guaranteed to mess with your psyche in glorious HD. Remember to keep the lights on. See you in the next video.